Welcome back, trainers. Angel of the Night here, and we've got an exciting viewer battle for you here today. We've got a battle here versus none other than WestSideMike. Now guys, take a look at the description below and check out his channel. So we've decided to go for a Regulation H battle here, which means that it is a 4v4 battle without any kind of legends or paradox Pokemon, and we are going to see a TalonFlame and a Toxtricity, and of course I have brought a Slowking and a Rhyperior. Now I just want to do a huge shout out there to my buddy Retronite for helping me cook up this team. This was a team that I was going to be using for in-K games. However, our opponent didn't show up, so this is one of the first times that I've actually been able to use this team. So TalonFlame, of course, usually has Gale Wings, which allows any kind of flying type move to go first. So usually what you're going to see with these Pokemon, you're going to see a TailWind come into play, so that way you can boost up your entire team's speed. Now, Toxtricity is kind of a wild card here. You never really know what those things are going to do, especially I know I don't because I haven't really battled a whole lot of them, but I do know BoomBurst is a very important move for this Pokemon, and it can hit all Pokemon onto the field. However, he's gone for the Tera Normal here, which is actually going to boost up his BoomBurst, and we did go for the Protect, so that means that my Rhyperior is safe. Slowking does get hit, taken down by about half, and of course he does end up knocking out his TalonFlame. Slowking going in for the Trick Room here, basically allowing us to set up a reversed speed scenario, and of course you guys know our room service is now activated, meaning that our speed is going to drop even further. Now, the whole play with the TalonFlame and the BoomBurst, I understand why you went for the TailWind. TailWind makes sense. However, what I would probably suggest is maybe going for a Protect onto your Toxtricity, and then of course getting your TailWind set up, and then protecting maybe with your TalonFlame, and then going for the BoomBurst. So that way you wouldn't lose a Pokemon in a battle, because quite frankly, TalonFlame could be a big Pokemon to do some damage throughout the match. It does have some decent attack stats, but he's ended up bringing in his Gardevoir here. Of course, we are deciding to go maybe for like a chilly reception, and then of course the Rock Wrecker into the Toxtricity. Now the reason I went for the Rock Wrecker into the Toxtricity is because that is my most powerful move. I wanted to ensure that this Toxtricity was taken out. Now, we are preparing to tell a bad joke here. Here's the chilly reception. This is going to set up a snowscape, or in other words, hail, and cause the Slowking to go back to the party. Now, I do have a Pokemon onto the team. I do have Titan. Now, of course, Titan can come in. It does have the Slush Rush. Now, of course, during the snow scenario, might not necessarily be the best choice, but, or through the Trick Room, might not necessarily be the best choice. But Trick Room is down now because the Gardevoir has gone for the Trick Room, so it's actually a reverse things. So in comes the Garchomp. So this is actually a good situation for us right now because we've got the Snowscape up, we've got the Hail going, and of course we do have Slush Rush, which means that we should be able to get this Ice Spinner off onto the Gardevoir. Now, of course, Rhyperior is kind of in a pickle here because I can't really do anything with it right now because we've already gone for Rock Wrecker. Rock Wrecker kind of is like Hyper Beam in a way. Not as powerful, but it does have a recharge turn. So here's the Ice Spinner. We actually end up getting some damage off onto the Garchomp and actually knocking it out. We do find out that it has rough skin, so it does a little bit of damage back onto the Titan. Not really a big deal because we do end up surviving that situation. In comes the Psychic from the Gardevoir into the Titan, and of course that's going to be able to pick up the KO. Not really capable of surviving Titan versus Gardevoir here. I just don't have enough special defensive values into that Pokemon. So we do have Rhyperior still onto the field. We still have Slowking. Pretty much at this time, the only thing I can think of is maybe getting another Trick Room set up, so that way I can maybe try to outspeed that Gardevoir the next turn. I could technically go for the Helping Hand and then go in for the attack, but not really going to help out here. So I do opt in for the Trick Room. I decided to go for the Protect, and this is probably one of the scenarios here where I maybe should have attacked right away. The battle might not have gone on as long as it did. So anyways, the Gardevoir ends up going in for the Imprison. Of course, we cannot use Trick Room because Gardevoir has Trick Room. And of course, the TailWind has actually stopped on the opposing side. So that means Gardevoir is no longer going to be boosted by any kind of speeds. So we decided to go in for the Helping Hand here, and of course we decided to go for the Rock Wrecker into the Gardevoir. So as you guys can see, Slowking is ready to pump up this Rhyperior. However, Gardevoir is still faster than Rhyperior because, of course, you know, we did have that room service, dropping our speed even lower. So it does not survive the Psychic type move. So the next Pokemon that I have here is going to be a Hisuian Goodra from the distant past. And as you guys know, that is a Dragon and a Steel type Pokemon. So naturally, we are going to resist any kind of Psychic type move. And of course, we're also going to resist any kind of Fairy type move. And as you guys can see, I accidentally almost hit the run button. I did not mean to do that. But we are going through here and setting up our next play. So Slowking is going to go in for the Helping Hand here. This is going to boost up the critical hit ratio, if I'm not mistaken, of the Goodra. We're going to get hit by a Dazzling Gleam. As you can see here, that just bounced right off me. And we're going to go in for the Sludge Bomb, which is going to do a massive amount of damage. If it was not for the Focus Sash on this Gardevoir, it would have been knocked out. So now our snow has stopped. Obviously, didn't really do anything for us right now with these particular Pokemon, but this is going to be the game. So we're going to go in for the attack into the Gardevoir, and we will be able to pick up the KO. So good game there, WestSideMike. Thank you very much for the battle. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and guys, make sure to check out his channel.